It is time to talk about the mountain. Do a weather report. Find out which way the mountain is going to move. Right next to me is the chairman of the powerful Budget and Appropriations Committee. He's also Kenya MP, Kanini Kega. Right next to him, former Majority Whip, Murang'a Senator Uhuru Kenyatta. Gentlemen, good to see you both. Thank you so much for your time.
Good to see you too.
So obviously you're supporting the Jubilee side, which is supporting Baba, right?
Absolutely.
We know this.
Absolutely.
You are supporting Deputy President William Ruto.
Yes.
Right? And you're both from the same mountain region.
Yep.
Okay, good. Got that out of the way. Mheshimiwa, Baba today held a press conference. He says he hasn't declared he's running. And, he'll probably declare by the end of the month.
That is exactly true. I have not seen him or heard him say that he's running for 2022. And I think he said that at the opportune time, he will be able to do that. And I think he is going around the country. He has been to the mountain. He has climbed the mountain. I think on Monday I saw him in Northeastern. He was also in Mombasa. He was in Western. He was in Nyanza. And I think he will be going to Turkana and the rest of the country. Maybe after he is through with that trip, then he will be able to make up his mind whether he's vying or not. And actually, if I heard him right, he said that he will be vying or not, depending on what he gets on the ground. So we are still waiting.
What are your thoughts? You think he'll ride?
We are still waiting because from the indications, he'll be vying. Because going by the reception that he got from the mountain, an area where he will not even have audience, I think is something that he needs to consider running. Yeah,
and Senator, the Deputy President has been going to the mountain as well, and mountain traditionally has voted as a bloc, but he's very popular on the ground, you must admit.
Yes, indeed. There has been several opinion polls which seems to vindicate that point, that he is very popular in Mount Kenya region. Remember, we have had several by-elections in that region. We went to Nakuru, which is also Kikuyu majority county. We had a by-election in London Ward. UDA won. We came to Kiamba, next to His Excellency constituency of Gatundu. We won as UDA. We went to Juja, again we won. We went to Nyandarua, Rurie, we won. So it has been a hustler nation tsunami in the entire Mount Kenya region.
The scramble for the mountain is every presidential hopefuls destination, Mheshimiwa. Why? It's such a strange phenomenon.
Of course, it's very strange, and it's still very early to actually say that you are home, because in the mountain, we usually make our decisions after doing a lot of consultations. In fact, you'll be lying to yourself to say that you have bagged the mountain. And if I can take you down the memory lane, in 1997, when Kenyatta was in class, that 1997, I was in the 4th year at the University of Nairobi, the University of Nairobi. He was still in high school. And there was this Masai Ngiru, that wave was in central Kenya when Ngiru was vying. But when it came to the tail end of the campaign season, Ngiru did not get the votes, if you remember.
I remember.
So it will be foolhardy for any person to assume that they have bagged the mountain for now. Having been elected twice in the mountain, at least I have a little bit of the history of the mountain. That before we embark on any major decision, as a mountain, we always retreat. If I can remind you, in 2012, we had the Remul 1 and Remul 2, where we came up with the name of Uhuru Kenyatta as a presidential candidate. And for sure, he won. We have not moved from that decision. And we said categorically that Uhuru Kenyatta will be our spokesperson. And if there is any person who wants to engage us, we will engage us through Uhuru Kenyatta. So we will still have Remuru 3. We will also maybe have Sagana 3, where we will make our decision. Remember, my good friend Senator Kenyatta came up with a funny letter, which he had purported written to the president, but leaked to the media. And he purported that he had done some research in Murang'a Road. Oh, okay, maybe Murang'a, but I think maybe he had done it in Murang'a Road, saying that BBI is not popular. And he even went underground. You know, Kenyatta is my friend. I really looked for him, you know, on phone, but he was Mia. You know, he went for about 2 weeks or so. But when we went for the Sagana 2, under the stewardship of His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, and we were taken through, the people of the mountain were taken through the content of BBI, we left there united. And that is the reason you saw that all the Mount Kenya counties unanimously passed the BBI. Unanimously, including Kenyatta's county, where none of the MCAs dissented. It came to Parliament, we passed that BBI. So any person now, like the fake research that Kenyatta is alluding to, one, of course, that one for BBI, and also assuming that Deputy President is leading in Central, is still a fallacy. And we will be able to know the exact position of the mountain when the mountain will retreat and the mountain will speak in one voice. We have never spoken in divergent voices. In fact, whenever we vote, look at the history. In 2000, okay, of course, 2013 and 17, we voted in one direction. The same case. In 2002, of course, there was a split vote between His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency Moi Kibaki. But in essence, we were also voting together. So it will not be any different in 2022 because we will look at our interests. We will look at where our interests will be captured better. We will look at an individual who is going to address two issues, just two. Jeff, our underrepresentation and our not getting our fair share of resources. If you have been consistent in supporting us in those two, we'll give you our votes. If you have not been consistent in supporting those two, kindly know that you are not going to get our votes.
Senator, your thoughts?
First, allow me to respond to the issue concerning my letter, which my colleague has raised. Let me say that President Uhuru Kenyatta is a good person. And personally, I have a lot of respect to him. I think the problem with Jubilee Party is that the leaders who are near the party and also His Excellency, they are just lying to him. Of course, I understand why they do so. They still want to continue being chairman of powerful parliamentary committees.
So you're saying the chairman here lies to him?
I don't know, I doubt. I know him as a good person, but I can tell you, they just want to lie, make a little bit of money, yeah? And of course, everyone loves that lavish life you get when you are a leader in Parliament, in the National Assembly, in the Senate. But some of us are Christians. We were told by our parents that we should never lie. And it is, for me, what I did in that letter, I told His Excellency, BBI is going to fail. It's a scandal. They put, of course, they say, no, you are lying. They kicked me out of that parliamentary position. They told me to repudiate the letter. I said, no, sorry, I am a Christian. I can't lie. BBI is going to fail. It failed. And I can tell you it's dead. So for me, I'm vindicated. They continue being paid, getting a little bit of money as chairman of powerful committee in the National Assembly. But the truth is, BBI failed, and it won't go anywhere.
No regrets? No regrets with your letter?
No, I'm vindicated. Okay. Yeah, no, allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. You know, he talked for almost that minute. So now, the second issue. Yes. Concerning Baba, he is saying that Baba has not declared that he's running for a presidency. Yes, of course, I understand. Yeah, it is true. Baba seems not to remember what he has been telling Kenyans, going out to Northeast and making promises. Of course, you know, he is also getting a little bit old, so maybe he can't connect what he has been telling the people in various venues and the act of actual declaration. I understand. He is fairly... His age is advancing. No, I pray for him.
What's your point? What's your point? Is he going to run?
Of course, he has been telling us he's running. But today he seems to be saying something contrary. So for me, I'm trying to argue maybe it has something to do with his advancing age. I don't know. Now, allow me, please. I didn't disrupt you when you were speaking.
Age has nothing to do with it. I mean,
exactly. No, you see, today he's telling us about what he's going to do for the country. Tomorrow he says he is yet to make his mind whether he is running.
Yeah, he's building up, maybe he's building up the whole...
No, what building what? I recall I saw on television, he was in Northeastern. He was giving certain pledges. Yeah, he went to meet some rich people in Mount Kenya. He gave out certain pledges. But now today he's saying he's not, I don't know, he is yet to make a declaration. If that is not a declaration, then clearly he's confused. That is why I'm alluding, maybe we should not feel bad. It has something to do with advancing age. We pray for him. Now, finally, my colleague here is talking about that Mount Kenya will make a decision. It is yet to make a decision. That decision was made 6 years ago by the people of Central Kenya, the person they are going to vote for. And that person is none other than William Samoei Ruto.
How was that made 6 years ago? Just explain to us.
Oh, I recall President Kenyatta, he told us, yangu 10, ya Ruto 10. And since that time, by the way, our people are stuck with that. And for a good reason. You see?
Okay, hold that thought. I see.
That's very interesting. One, of course, we, as Kikuyus and as Africans, we really respect our, our older persons. We always give them tremendous respect. And, when you talk in a way that as if you are not respecting them, it's not very good, because basically you're also hoping that God giving you the years, you still advance to those years. Yeah. And the kind of memory that His Excellency Raila Odinga has, I think he has even a better memory than some of us. The kind of history he gives, I have engaged him. In the past, Jeff, I have never had an opportunity, not even desirous, to listen to him. But now I say, no, let me listen to him. Because he has always wanted to give us a message. But unfortunately for us Kikuyus, we had said, since you are vying against one of our own, we never wanted to hear anything from him. But of late now, I've been able to engage him, and he is very resourceful. The issue of him trying to say that he's forgetting, I don't think he has that selective memory. He doesn't. Okay. Maybe what he has not done. What
changed in you? You said you never listened to him before, right? What changed?
Yeah, I'll come to that. Saying that, in the past, as I have earlier said, we had never given him an ear. Because basically, we had said that we have one of our own vying. In 2002, of course, he teamed up with Mzee Mwai Kibaki. And he said Kibaki tosha. And when he came to Nyeri, I remember we called him Jamba. Because he set aside his ambitions and said, Mzee namshikiria. And of course, he became the president of the Republic of Kenya. Unfortunately, it did not work out very well, because some of the things maybe they had agreed on were not met. But let's go back to history, because I want to build up why we are where we are. Before independence, there was Mzee Jaramogi and James Gishoro. And I remember during that, the history that we are given, Mzee Kenyatta was still in the cells. And Mzungu, told these two men, I'm going to give you independence. Mzee Jaramogi and James Gishoro from the government. Mzee Jaramogi said, we are not yet Uhuru, we are not getting Uhuru if Kenyatta is still in the cells. So Kenyatta was released and formed government. That's a debt. That's something that we remember, that the Luo community stood with us. Raila's father stood for the nation and said that the nation is bigger than an individual. And he said, Mzee kwanza achiliwe. So fast forward, in 2018, when this country was not, there was the Machozi Monday, yeah, basically because of the issues of the election. He shook the hand of his competitor, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, and said, for the sake of peace and prosperity of the country, let's work together. So when I look back and see the actions, his actions and also the actions of his father, I said, wait a minute, let's listen to him. Maybe he still also has a message from his father. Why they did what they did during that time when they were also looking for the presidency. And I have listened to him. He has a good plan for the country. He has the country at heart. And I believe that from where I sit, he would make a good president.
Okay, let's not, hold on, before I go to you, Senator, real quick, let's not forget history, how that relationship between Jomo Kenyatta and Jaramogi Oginga Odinga ended. 69, it ended badly.
Yep.
But that's, you know, for the record. Senator, is it time for the mountain to vote for someone other than their own? Because remember, 92, you were a very young man then, but I'll remind you, 92 was Matiba from your backyard. 2002, Kibaki. 2012, Uhuru Kenyatta. But although there's some people who are saying they want to stand, your governor, Mwangweria, wants to stand. Speaker of the House, Justin Muturi, wants to stand. Kabogo, former Kiambu governor, they want to stand. Yes.
Jeff, I refuse to be convinced that my people of the mountain are tribalist. I refuse to believe the people of the mountain are discriminatory. I refuse to believe the people of the mountain have been voting for their core ethnics just on the basis of prejudice. One, when the senior Jaramogi Oginga Odinga decided to support Kenyatta, it is Kenyatta as a person who was getting that benefit. It is not the common Kikuyu person. I refuse to believe the reason why we voted Matiba, it was because of he was a Kikuyu. It is simply he was the person who helped us to fight against one-party system that was embedded by the Kanu regime. It was the moral idea of fighting against corruption, the moral idea of fighting against Moi. It had nothing to do with the fact that he was a Kikuyu. The reason why we voted for Kibaki subsequently, it is because we felt he's a good economist. He can make this Kenya country great again. It had nothing to do with the fact that he's a Kikuyu. And the reason why this time, despite Mwangweria being on the ballot, despite Muturi being on the ballot, we are supporting William Ruto, not because he is a Kalenjin. It is everything to do with the fact that he is going to add value to this Republic of Kenya. That's the reason why we are supporting him. Otherwise, if the consideration is about tribe, I would be supporting Mwangweria, but I'm not supporting him. If the issue is about tribe, I would be supporting Muturi because he's from Embu, the cousins of Kikuyu, but we are not. The reason why we are doing all these sacrifices as leaders from the region, agreeing to lose plum parliamentary position just to support William Ruto, because we strongly believe once becomes the president of this republic, he is going to help the common mwananchi. That is the moral background upon which we are supporting him. So therefore, it's only that Kikuyu, for the longest of period we have been in politics, this is the time we are now getting a person we strongly believe he is going to add value to this republic. And that is the reason why we are supporting him. It has nothing to do with tribe. Yes, thank you, Mr. Raila Odinga, for supporting Mwai Kibaki. But it is Mwai Kibaki as a person who benefited. So therefore, don't say there is a debt. If you think by supporting our brother Kenyatta through the handshake, you expect any reciprocation from the Kikuyu community, no. That is a personal gesture that you go talk to him and get any form of reciprocation. But we are not going to reciprocate on that basis. You see, when you go and you talk to a leader, you think, okay, on that basis, now the community takes that burden. That is unfair. Such thoughts, Mr. Koinange, are the thoughts that underpin the 2007 post-election violence. You know why? Because the argument was, hey, we helped Kibaki, and therefore you Kikuyus, you are supposed to support me to become the president. No way. Those are discussions between you and one individual. Us as a community currently, our support with William Ruto has no conditions. That is why we are not even telling him, hey, we want this and this. No, it is about the agenda which William Ruto is profiling, not only for the benefit of the people of the mountain, the entire Republic of Kenya.
Jeff,
Okay,
Jeff,
yes.
Kenyatta here said that 6 years ago, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta said yake 10 na ya Ruto 10. Him. Now he is going around saying that they are not supporting Ruto because of some promises, supporting him because of his policies and all that. That's a contradiction. Because he's saying that he is supporting Ruto because Uhuru, as an individual who has 1 vote, said that he will take his 10 and give the other 10.
Can I clarify?
No, let me finish. 10, and then Deputy Ruto will get 10. Secondly, he's saying that the Deputy President, you know, once he assumes power, he will transform this country. The Deputy President has been the Deputy President of this country for 9 years. In fact, before 2018, he was literally squarely in government, you know, quote unquote, almost running government. If he really wanted to transform this country, all those things he is talking about, the bottom up, you know, models and all that, at least we should have seen something close to that model, you know, being in the presidency. So it's a bit hypocritical to say you are in government. When the government is building a road, you are there claiming credit for that road. But when there is unemployment, you bring the government and say that when you have your government, you will be able to create job opportunities and all that. It's purely hypocritical. If the Deputy President was committed to transforming this country, he would have done it in the last 9 years. And if he felt that the environment is not conducive for him, the most honorable thing to do is to get out of that government so that you can also wait for your government and you implement what you are saying. But you cannot eat your cake and have it. It's purely hypocritical.
Okay. That's a good point.
No.
That's a valid point.
No.
That's a valid point. Can we move on?
No. Allow me to rebut. You see, you must... for me, I think to the best of my knowledge, the 5 years between the year 2013 and 2017, this country saw a great development, to the best of my knowledge. And we are it not for things that now happened after 2017 elections. We were on a very positive trajectory. Be that as it may, we are not complaining. We are not complaining.
But what's your point there? What's your point?
No, we are not complaining.
The handshake, that's your point.
No, you see, now take for the best example to see the kind of government ODM would render to this republic is to see the kind of services Gladys Wanga, the chairperson of Finance Committee of the National Assembly, is rendering to us. She is the one who has been pushing some of these things we are seeing currently bedeviling this republic. No, it is true.
She's not here to defend herself.
By the way, you cannot do that.
You can't do that.
In any case,
you know what they did? You know what they did?
Address the chairman.
No.
It is
exactly.
Address the chairman. He's here.
Thank you. Fine. Thank you. No, you know what they did? They kicked out those members of parliament who have been supporting the deputy president. They brought in new chair. And you know, chairmen of various committees of the National Assembly are very powerful persons. Him here, he heads a major committee. You cannot increase government expenditure without his approval. Now you can see VAT for essential commodities up.
By the committee, but by the house.
No. Remember,
I mean, it's by the house.
Committee candidate.
No.
It's not by the house.
I can tell you, look at the Constitution. The Finance Committee, the Finance Committee, as per the standing of the National Assembly, the Budget and Appropriation Committee has to give authority to all forms of government expenditure. No, it's a fact.
Okay, we're losing course here. Let's
No. The point is,
the long and short of it, anything that is passed in the committee must be passed on the floor of the House.
Obvious.
So each and every member of the House has an opportunity to express himself or herself in one way or the other.
The VAT increment. The VAT increment
in the House. So
the VAT increment
was done in the committee. It was even done before the Gladys Wanga was the chair.
That was not.
In any case, Jeff, let's be factual.
The unemployment you are saying.
Let's be factual.
You must.
The leader that time when we passed the VAT that amendment, the leader of majority was none other than Adan Duale. And he was actually the one campaigning for it.
Who was the majority whip?
Majority whip that time was the same guy in UDA. What do you call him? the MP for Mumias, not Mumias.
No,
yeah,
well,
basically, it's their team which were there, and the deputy was Sisiri Badile. So they cannot now try to shift blame when now they are cornered. All those things happen when you are there. In any case, if you want, because you always brag about numbers, you say you have numbers. If you have the numbers, why not bring the amendments and change? They only talk about those things in funerals. They don't talk about those issues on the floor of the house.
Baba made a pronouncement, I think, was it 2 weeks ago?
He's working on it.
He said that VAT is going to come down. You see, he's now a de facto prime minister. That's okay. We wish him well.
What's your point?
For me, I strongly believe the last 4 years since handshake, this country has not been going on a positive trajectory.
Okay, let me ask you a different question. The fallout between the president and his deputy. It's obvious now, right? It's obvious. What does that do to the deputy president's chances for State House? What does that do?
Nothing much. You see, the president, by the way, he will not be on the ballot. By the way, he's not our competitor. And to that extent, we don't really have any reason to fight His Excellency because he's not our competitor. And therefore, we wish him well. We shall pray for him. We'll definitely support him once we get power. So be assured that we have no problem at all with His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. We strongly believe by virtue that he will not be on the ballot, he will not campaign for any person. And therefore, we wish him well. This is a battle between those who believe in economics, that is William Ruto, and those who want to change the constitution, that is Raila Odinga. Those who want progress, those who look at personalizing politics. This is about Raila Odinga and William Ruto. And therefore, none support or support by His Excellency. Though desirable, of course, he is a voter, we think that we have a bigger agenda than personalizing the 2022 election.
Okay, thinking of endorsing, the president was in Kibra last week with the former prime minister, and it was almost like an endorsement. It was almost like an endorsement.
The president has a vote as an individual, and I don't think he is doing endorsement. And I don't think it will even be right for him to do an endorsement. What he can maybe give is some guidance. I mean, some form of guidance, but the issue and the era of endorsement is actually long gone. The people of Kenya will make their decision and they will vote. But going back to the point that he said that there is no development since 2018, that's a lie. Kenya right now, Jeff, it's like a construction site. Literally everywhere there is a road being constructed, including his constituency. We have the during from Keno going all the way to Nyeri. We have all the bypasses literally everywhere, and not just in Nairobi. Go to Mombasa, a lot of construction is going on. Go to Kisumu, literally everywhere in the country, there is some work that is going on. And as a chairman of budget, I can authoritatively tell you that the amount of money that we have allocated for this project is much more than all the times from 2013 up to 2017. Fact, we have constructed more roads, more kilometers of road from 2018 to now than from 2013 to 2017. That's a fact. Those are facts. We have connected more people to electricity from 2018, despite the challenges of COVID and all the other issues that we have. We have done much more work from 2017 up to now. So, Honorable Kenyatta will be lying, saying that the government was more operational from 2017, from 2013. Yes, to some quarters, because there was a lot of stealing. That is when we had Kimwalel and Aror. That's the reason we don't even have dams in our areas, because when that issue of Aror and Kimwalel came up, all the big dams were somehow stopped. Even in my constituency, the dam of Narmoro and Carmeno were actually stopped at a warding level. So basically, we could be right in saying that there were some jobs that were being done, but of course it was about corruption. The level of corruption that we witnessed between 2013 and 2017 is astronomical.
What's your point?
I'm shocked.
We have
no. I'm shocked by
Did you just say hiya?
Yes. You know why?
Why?
My colleague here seems to be saying that my president that I love so much presided a corrupt regime. I can't believe it. My president, surely, I can't believe it. He seems to be attacking His Excellency President Uhuru, that he was presiding a corrupt regime. I can't believe it. You see?
I can't believe you said hiya.
No, you see, I'm shocked. He's criticizing His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. He is saying that he presided a corrupt regime.
No, he's trying to divert.
Chairman,
you tell me.
I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break right now.
You tell me.
Yes.
Between 2013 and 2017,
yes.
Who was the president? It was Uhuru Kenyatta. So you are telling Kenyans. You are telling Kenyans.
Who was the president and who was the deputy president?
So you are telling Kenyans that the government that was led by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta between 2013 and 2017
why are you?
Yeah, was ineffective.
He has selective amnesia.
I can't believe it.
This is the time he is claiming that
no,
the deputy
President Uhuru.
Listen,
President Uhuru is
the deputy president.
I'm shocked.
You are a good friend, and at some point also was my good friend, was there, and you say that he was actively involved in government from 2013 to 2017. How now comes, you are now removing him from the government? It is the presidency. And I am being factual in saying that at one point, the deputy president said that in Arol and Kimwarol is not 21 billion shillings that are missing, it's 7 billion shillings.
President Uhuru Kenyatta is wise enough. He cannot be subverted by anyone. President Uhuru Kenyatta is competent enough. He cannot be subverted by his deputy. President Uhuru Kenyatta is a competent leader. He cannot be subverted by his deputy. That's my basis. Yeah. And that is why I'm saying
that's your endorsement.
Between 2013 and 2017, the government was working.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to take a hiya kind of break. And come back and talk more about the mountain politics. There are 7 million votes at stake, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
7 million votes at stake in the mountain. Which way will the mountain go? Obviously, it's too early to tell, but we'll talk more about that. And also the feelings on the ground. Kwa ground, mambo ni different. You have to admit, gentlemen, both of you, kwa ground, mambo ni different. Your thoughts. What are your thoughts as well? At Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JKLIVE. Hiya. Let's take a break. JKLIVE will be back in a moment. Did you just say hiya?